story begins in 2019. It had been 3 years since Green Day had released their last studio album, Revolution Radio. I didn't even know it existed because I was still trying to forget that Uno Dos Tres was a thing, but Green Day fans around the world were clamoring for more of that sweet new Green Day action. And amongst the hype, the band was silently gearing up to announce their upcoming album, Father of All. But before they could even start, somebody beat them to the punch. Anonymous leaks suddenly started appearing on Instagram and Reddit, accounts posting cover art, studio footage, song snippets, and even though there was no name attached to these accounts, you could immediately tell by the sound of the voice that these leaks were from Green Day. Fans were excited, the songs were good, they liked the themes. Clearly the next Green Day album was gonna be great, right? Wrong. Like, really wrong. Father of All sucks ass. But it's not for the reasons you think. It's because those leaks weren't actually from Green Day's new album at all. That's right. Here's the twist that you already knew was coming because of the title of this video. This is the story of a fake Green Day album hoax that was so well executed that it's unironically better than most of Green Day's albums. This is the story of magnum opus of the inglorious kind. Our tale begins for real this time in the faraway lands of Canada, where a band by the name of Panicland was the best and only thing happening in all of Manitoba. That's a Canadian joke. Only Canadians will laugh at that joke. Now, Panicland wasn't famous by any means, but people listened to their music. They had plays on Spotify, and they were actually a pretty talented group.
As you only love me when you're lonely, call me when you're high.
It's super poppy, but it's well made. But they were also massive fans of Green Day. And I mean, like, they love Green Day. Like, we're talking Green Day are their Beatles level of love. And so one day, when they came across a leaked track list for a new Green Day album, the Panicland boys got an idea. Now, the leaked track list was obviously fake, despite all the super cool and punk titles like Anti-Social Media. But Panicland thought, what if we made a fake Green Day album using those song names and tried to pass it off as real? But it wouldn't just be any fake Green Day album, it would be the ultimate fake Green Day album. A new, epic concept album inspired by American Idiot, which is for some reason the most popular Green Day album, even though they clearly sounded better when they were still on meth.
It's like a order song. It's a order song. You can't get your
They called it magnum opus of the inglorious kind. And Panicland planned out everything about these leaks. The video recording style, the studio, which guitars were visible, how they were dressed, what papers were on the table, everything. They wanted to make sure it looked like a real leak, and so they used every bit of their Green Day autism to make it happen. But while looking the part is important, it's not as important as the music. And so the question was, can these guys make music that actually sounds like Green Day? And the answer was this.
Standing at the edge of the earth, while your eulogetic eyes reflect my armageddon words.
Yeah, they nailed it. I mean, first of all, their lead singer Braden is somehow able to do a near perfect imitation of Billy Joe, which is impressive in its own right. But the way they managed to produce these songs to sound like something Green Day would actually record is downright nutty.
Guitars. And then I tried to recreate the 21st century breakdown vocal sound.
So let your heart and blow the spark to the revolutionary heart of a sacrifice.
Naturally, with such perfect execution, all of Green Day's fans completely bought into it. And suddenly, everyone was getting hyped for the new Green Day album that wasn't actually by Green Day. People weren't just the regular type of excited because they wanted a new release. They were excited because they thought this was going to be the best Green Day album in years, possibly of all time. And the crazy thing is, I think they were actually right.
Gotta stay asleep, let's hide in a memory, and then take our time until time takes you away from me.
Magnum opus of the inglorious kind was so well made that it's basically a Green Day fan's wet dream. In fact, it's so good that it's actually too good. Like, the songs are too well written to actually be written by Green Day. I'm talking about the chord choices, the rhythmic patterns, and the complexity of the harmonies. They're all far more intricate than any anything that Green Day has actually put out in their own music. Like whenever I show these songs to my musician friends, they always end up saying something like, I knew it wasn't Green Day when I heard that swing beat. Green Day would never use a swing beat. And they're right. Green Day is too mid to make music this good. Hell, even the lyrics are better than most modern Green Day songs. Now I know that if Panicland was watching this, they'd humbly deny that they're better songwriters than Green Day, which I get. Nobody likes an inflated ego. Plus, they seem like a very nice group of boys, so I'm sure the last thing they want to do is be rude like that. But all I have to say to them is this. Come on, you guys are better. Now this was never something that Panicland expected, but there was an unintended consequence to leaking such a good fake Green Day album. Because when Green Day finally released their actual album, Father of All, it was f***ing terrible. And not only were most fans upset that the album blows more dicks than Herman Melville, they desperately wanted magnum opus to be real. They wanted it so badly that some people were actually theorizing that Green Day released a bad album on purpose just to finish out their record contract, and that they would release magnum opus independently the next year. Those poor bastards. But of course, that didn't happen, because at the end of the year, Panicland revealed the truth about the leaks with a video explaining everything.
So a few months ago, there was a Green Day track listing that someone leaked, and it was pretty obvious that it was fake. So we decided we'd write and record songs in the style of Green Day using that track listing, sort of like a fan fiction album, and then leak them out to the internet. And for a few months, people thought we were Green Day.
I definitely recommend checking out the full video if you want more details on how they pulled this off, because it's a pretty good watch. But here's the weird part of it all. When I found out about Panicland and started listening to their other music, I realized that these guys were extremely competent at what they do. They had songs that were built for radio, charming music videos, millions of listens on some of their songs. Sure, it was largely poppier than what I'm into, but it's clearly good. I had their song The Edge stuck in my head for like 3 weeks the first time I heard it. And so after investigating their music, I was pretty sure that after this crazy marketing stunt that they pulled off with Green Day, their careers were gonna take off. And I'm not just biased because they're Canadians and they use no frills bags in their garbage cans. These guys are the real deal, and their videos going over how they make their music just proves how incredibly skilled they are when it comes to their craft. But it's now been 4 years since magnum opus was released, and they've gone completely silent. No new music, no new Instagram posts, no new YouTube videos. Also, I swear there were more magnum opus songs on their Spotify that seem to be gone now. But don't worry, you can still find them on YouTube if you want to listen to them. But after seeing how they've just faded into nothingness, I can't help but wonder, what the f happened to them? Why did they disappear? So I started to do some digging. I reached out to the band via email, but got no reply, but I did find something. First of all, there are Instagram stories that people have recorded throughout the years to seem to show off unreleased songs of theirs. But then I found out something else. They're not as completely gone as I thought. They are still together, but under a different name. Their TikTok now refers to them as Lovesicks, and the name Sally Sadsack seems to appear everywhere on the snippets they've shared. But that's not all. According to Reddit, they've also been teasing a potential album release for 2024. And if these videos I found uploaded to a random YouTube channel mean anything, I could see it being a pretty big hit for them. But these videos are also from a couple of years ago, so it's not exactly clear if they really are coming out with a new album. Now, do I love their music? No. It's way too poppy for my tastes personally, but I do think it's well made. And I wanted to talk about them because I think that these guys are talented as all hell. They were able to completely trick Green Day's audience into thinking they were them. And their music is honestly better than most of Green Day's music. And I know the Green Day fans are probably tired of me kind of on them throughout this video. So to make up for it, here's my friend Zach talking about why American Idiot is good.
I mean, American Idiot like shaped my life in a lot of ways. I think it was the first album I ever purchased, and to this day I still go back to it. Overall, it's just iconic.
Anyways, back to the point of why I made this video. When I see Panicland, I see this talented, skilled band that should be super famous, but isn't. And that pisses me off, because they totally deserve to be successful. Plus, look at this guy. I mean, he's a total teen heartthrob, am I right? How could they not be marketable? So that's why I made this video, because I believe that this band deserves a hell of a lot more recognition for what they've done so far than they actually got. So I encourage you to go check out their music, check out their Spotify, look them up on YouTube, because these guys deserve it. And in honor of what they've achieved so far, and will hopefully achieve in the future, when I finish work tonight, I'm gonna blast some Panicland.